Hello, hello, hello. Hi, guys. Let me know if everything's working fine. So, yeah, not so many people today. That's okay. What we'll do today is that we'll start animating the homepage. We built it last week. We built the header as well, and I thought it would be a bit more fun to start animating everything using GSAP and everything. So yeah, let's go. Let's go. Since there's not a lot of us, I don't think I'm gonna talk as much as I did in the previous lives. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to tell me, to let me know. And yeah, I hope you'll... Hey man, hi. Really cool to see you, that you're here every live. Really nice of you. Hope you're doing well. All right. So yeah, as I was saying, let's start animating everything. So to do that, we'll use GSAP. We'll set up a smooth scroll as well, and yeah, I think that is it. So let's start by creating a new repository. So let's do that. Let's keep it public actually. Are you going to be using local? Yeah, exactly. So we'll be using, I don't know yet, I'm not sure if I'm gonna use Lenny Scroll or Scroll Smoother, and I'm gonna use GZAP for sure. So yeah, probably Lenny Scroll because it's really nice to use. I like it a lot, and yeah, some GZAP for the animation, some scroll trigger, so some scrolling animation. We'll see if we have enough time to do the the over and click animation, but yeah, GZAP and Lenny's for sure. So let's call this one También 2023 GS. Up. Yep, let's call this. So yeah, let's just create a new repository. Let's open it with GitHub Desktop. Not explaining everything. If you have any question, let me know. I made a video about the method I'm using right now, but yeah, if you have any question, let me know. So basically, I'm just creating a new repository. I have a small template that was based on Armand Saleh's template, which is great. I just made one of my own. And yeah, so let's clone it. It's right there. Let's close that for the moment. And yeah, let's open it with Visual Studio Code. So I just want to install all the dependencies. Right, perfect. Let's do npm run dev. And let's copy and paste the tags in our website. Right here. I won't be needing this or this, by the way. Yeah. Let's just make sure everything's working fine. So Yep, we can see that our code is working. Maybe I will do something like that. And yeah. All right. So so we'll be working on the home page. So usually I would, create every page. I would build a website and then animate it. But now I'm just doing page per page. I think it's a bit more fun for you to watch. But one thing I want to do right away is to divide my code. So I want to make sure that since I'll be using Barba.js, I want to divide, my code in different folders, and I want to call the right file at the right moment. So I don't know if it's super clear, but let me show you. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to add a modifier to my body. I'm going to call this one body home. I'm going to publish, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this one pages. I'm going to call a new folder inside this one called home, and a new file home.js. Then I'm going to create a function called home, and I'm going to export this. All right. Let's console log this. And let's import it. So import home from pages home. All right. Let's call the function. And yeah, so still working. So that's cool. What I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna check if we are on the home page. And if we're on the home page, I'm gonna call the home function. So to do that, I can do const is home and equal document query selector. I think I can target the body, and I can do something like class list that contains. I really hope it's that, but it's like body home, something like that. Let me just double check. Yep, perfect. That's a method I use a lot. So I should be remembering this, but apparently I'm not. Anyway, so now I can do if is home, and let's do home. Let's check. Okay, so something's not working. Let's check what I did wrong. So it should be working fine. Document query selector body class list contains body home. Oh yeah, my bad. So yep, that should be better. Yeah, so it's working. The mistake I made is that I closed the window, so it stopped the development server, the local server, and then I didn't start it again. So yeah. So everything I'm writing in the home function will be called only on the home page. So that's the first step, and that's kind of cool. So now I can work here. So yeah, let's open Adobe and let's take a look at the design so we can see what kind of animation we want to make. All right, So we won't have a lot of animation actually. Alex wants something kind of not minimal, but something I would say elegant. So yeah, we won't have a lot of scrolling animation actually. I'm not even sure we're gonna have any. Let's start by adding the smooth scroll, so that way we're set up. Let's say function scroll. Let's add playlist. So let's install it using the npm method. Alright, let's not forget to start the dev server again, and then let's import it like that, and let's set up things. I don't need that. Alright. Okay. Let's refresh. Okay, so you can't see, but my scroll is smooth now, so it's cool. And yeah, we won't need a lot of animation, so we are going to have a small parallax right there. This is going to be a video, so we are not going to animate it. Maybe we can animate the lines right here, or the text maybe. I don't really know. Yeah. So I'm sorry for the blank. I'm just trying to think about what's best, because since we won't have that much animation, I feel it's going to be weird if let's say for example I animate this text but not the one above, or that. Yep, honestly I don't really know what we're gonna do about that. Okay, so let's do the over and click animation, so we don't waste too much time. Alright, alright. So let's just create. No, it's okay. Hey Tom, hi. Thanks. Thank you. So yeah, I need to find something to do, because for the moment I don't have any idea for the scrolling animation. I know that Alex told me what he wanted, but I know he wanted really not a lot of scrolling animation, but I don't even think we need any, because we're going to have some small parallaxes, here with the floating heads, with the 3D floating heads right there. We're going, oh yeah, no, I know what we're going to have. We're going to have small animation on the images right here, probably here as well, but not there. Okay, so let's start with the cool animation actually. So let's create a new file. Let's call this one home scroll .js, and let's do function home scroll. All right, let's console log to make sure we have it. And I can import it. Oh yeah, I need to export it first, like that. All right, now I can do home scroll. Let's put this full size, and right. So yeah, everything's working. All right. So what we want is quite simple. So let's say what we want is that for every images, you know, we have a small parallax animation when we scroll. So yeah, maybe like that. We want the image to scroll with us on the page. So let's, I don't know if it's clear, but basically the image starting point is like that, and as we scroll the page, the image goes down but remains inside its frame. So that's what we're gonna do. Hi Richard, hi. So yeah, let's start by changing the height of our images. So maybe let's say 150%. Let's add an overflow hidden on our wrapper. And let's add a position, an absolute position to our images. So I want to say 0 and 0. Something like that. So now my image, yeah, maybe 150 is a bit big. Let's do 125. Yeah. And let's publish. All right. So let's install GSAP. I think I already have it, by the way, but let's install it. PMI GSAP. So let's import it. Up. And one advice I could give you guys that helped me a lot is to console log everything I install and import. So in that case, I imported GSAP right there. I'm going to console log it to make sure I don't have any error. So import GSAP from. And so now if I console log GSAP, I should have a module. Yep. So it's working fine, so we can move on. All right. And like that. I think I want to import scroll trigger as well. So, all right. And I need to register. So I think it's GSAP, register plugin, and then scroll trigger. And same thing, I'm going to console log scroll trigger. So I have scroll trigger right there, so it's working. So that's good. By the way, if you have any question, don't hesitate to let me know. Yeah, I'll be happy to help. I'm trying to move a bit faster. I don't know what you know about GSAP, about scroll trigger. If you want me to try and explain everything, how to install it, how it works, and so on. But yeah, if nobody says nothing, I'm just gonna keep at that pace. So yeah, so we are all good. So I think I'm not gonna need a timeline. I'm just going to need a twin. And I want to target all of my links, or maybe all of my items. So let's target all of our items. So I can do let, and I can call this one home project equal document query selector all. on project CL item. So let's just do that. Again, I have every div, so now I can work inside of, I can loop them, so I can do on project for each then item, and I can do in chisap from, I think. And what's cool is that I can now sorry, I can now target only the image that's nested inside the element. So I can do item, query selector, and target this element. All right. And I want to do something like, so since my image is 125%, so it's y% minus 25. Let's remove the easing, and then I can say scroll trigger, add the trigger. So the trigger element is going to be the wrapper. So I can do item, query selector. Oh, maybe I can just use the item actually, because it's the same thing. Yeah. Let's just do item. Let's start when the top of our trigger is at the bottom of the screen, and we can end when the bottom is at the top. So just like that, and let's add scrub true. And let's hope it's working, because that's the first animation we're creating. So, all right, so we have a small, okay, so we can see it's working. Minus 25, should I put 25? Yeah, that's better. All right, 25 is too much, which is weird. That's kind of weird that 25% is too much, because, well, it doesn't really matter actually, but let's say 130 just to be sure. And let's publish. All right. Even this is too much. All right. And we have our first animation, but not in the right direction, because the image is going top, you know, from bottom to the top, and we want it to go from the top to the bottom. So I just need to do something like, I know that's how it should be. Oh yeah, no, my bad. So it's not from, it's to. Let's change that. And let's do that. And let's see. Yeah, it's going down now. All right, I think we can make the effect you know, we can accentuate it a bit. So it's going down. Let's do 150. There's actually a really cool website. I don't know if you know Aristide Benoit, guys, but he's really, really awesome. And he made a website for, I can't remember the name, but it's Camille something, so is that? Nope. Oh yeah, that's the one. So, and we have the kind of the same effect, but horizontally. So we can see that The effect is really cool. So it's working really fine. So yeah, just a small inspiration. And yeah, if you don't know Aristide Benoit, he's a really great creative developer. Really good, great inspiration. Let's say 50, and let's see if 50 is too much. Oh yeah, maybe 50 is too much. It's kind of weird. Let's say 35. And that's because we are using CheeseApp and that we are, tweaking values like that. We want to try different values, do some small modification, that we're using this kind of templates, because if we are using, the Webflow native custom code editor, we would have, to go to the before the end of the body tag every time, change the code, save, publish every time, wait for it to be published, and so on and so on. So that's kind of nice to work that way. So yeah, let me just make sure everything's fine. Right. All right, so kind of the first effect done. I think it's kind of nice. Should we change the easing? Probably not. Yeah, let's keep it that way. Yeah, I like it that way. Let's do the same thing for the big image right there. So first, let's start by commenting our code. So I can do project parallax, maybe. Now I can do team picture parallax. I'm going to just copy and paste the code. I'm just going to change, the target and trigger elements. So this one needs to be absolute. The height should be 130 because the image is already so big. So I don't think we need to make it that much bigger. So yeah, 130, 0 and 0. All right, let's publish. And so this is my target element. This is my wrapper. Yeah, Camille Mormal, that's right. Yep, that's her. Thanks, Adrien. Yeah, the website is really cool. So simple, but yet so nice. Well, the website is everything but simple actually, but the design is very simple, but there's so many things going on. So yeah, can be more mal. Thanks, man. Yeah. So it should be okay. Let's refresh. Item is not defined. Yep. Because we only need to target the class right there. And we have the same effect, so maybe it's too much. Yeah, I think it's too much. So, by the way, I can do maybe 20. Oh yeah, that's better. All right. And I don't think we need to do any effect on these 3 cards because they're so small and we already have this kind of big parallax right there. So yeah, I don't think we need that much more. Maybe just a small parallax right there that we're gonna create right now. And to do that, we're gonna target this. And since it's at the beginning of the page, let's put it at the beginning. So title, parallax. A lot of parallaxes. Let's create a timeline this time maybe. So title TL, and let's call this one title TL. So the trigger is gonna be, what is it gonna be? Maybe this element. It's going to start when the top is at the top, and it's gonna end when the bottom is at the top again. And I'm gonna do scrub and throw. And actually, I'm not even sure I need to write, you know, start top top and end bottom top, because GZAP has some default values, has some values by default, so maybe I don't even need to do that anyway. Let's do 2, and I'm gonna target this, or maybe let's just wrap them. Let's do that. Yeah, let's wrap everything. And I can do Almiro, title, and parallax. And you know what? Let's not even create a timeline. I'm going to say GZAP2. Right. And for the moment, I think that all the animation I'm creating could be made in Webflow by default. I just find it more practical using GZAP. And yeah. So let's do Y. Let's do -5 REM. Hop. Let's add an easing as well. Alright, let's save, let's refresh. Yeah, so it's working, but not in the wrong direction again. So let's do 5 REM, and maybe let's do 3, because it seems like a bit too much. So, yeah. Yeah, then I think that's enough. If you want to tell me, guys, what you think about it, if you have any advice, if you would have done things differently or anything. But yeah, I like simple stuff. Sometimes when we build a website, we want to, you know, do more animations, do something more, and sometimes doing less is better. Especially now that everyone is stuffing their websites with tons of animation. So yeah, I kind of like this. All right. Right, after this super hard session, we are done with the scrolling animations for the home page, and we'll move on to the hover and the scrolling animation. Yeah. Okay, so So yeah, we are done for that. Okay. So let's see for the over animation. Again, not a lot. This will be quite fast. So let's start with the top. So here we have nothing. Oh yeah, now we have looks nice. I haven't used GZAP. Yeah, it's super nice. It's actually I think a good way to save time, because I mean, Webflow animations are great. You can do so much with them and it's awesome, but once you get comfortable with GZAP, you can work super fast, reuse animations, and yeah, makes it super easy to animate a page. And yeah, once you're also comfortable with it, you can try and do amazing stuff. So that's kind of fun. So I think that the only over animation we're going to have on the home page is this cursor animation right there, and this over animation, meaning that I think when we hover a project, the opacity changes, and that's kind of it. And then some small over animation. So for example, when we hover this element, you know, we underline our text. Okay, so let's start by creating the cursor animation. Let's start by creating the cursor. I'm not a big fan of custom cursor usually, but I think in this case it's working really great. So let's have a div, let's call this cursor wrapper. Let's give it a fixed position. Alright, and let's have a div, let's call this cursor, and it's gonna be 90 by 90 with a full black opacity. So let's change the sage index, let's give it a 50. Alright. Okay, and let's add some text, and let's say, oh, actually, maybe, well, I think if I double click and say view, and then do that, yeah, perfect. So it's bold, and yeah, it's 14, so it's already the good one. Oh yeah, no. 14 divided by 16. Alright, perfect. So what I can do now is take the cursor wrapper, go to my CSS, and yeah, let's add a new line, and we can say pointer events to none. Like that. So now, you know, I can have my cursor and still click on the element on the page. So yeah. I think I'm gonna hide it for the moment. So I'm gonna change the opacity. maybe change the scale. Let's not change the scale for the moment because scales animation are kind of tricky. Well, they are not that hard to make, but it often looks a bit cheap. Alright, so no error. Let me just take a look. So I did a cursor animation for a project recently for También. So I'm going to check if I can reuse the code I made. I think I can. So let's see. I'm just gonna copy and paste it, and then if it works, I'll explain everything. So let's comment it as well. So project cursor. Oh yeah, no, that's not the good one. All right. Let's check the history we have. Alright, let's see. Maybe it would be a bit more interesting if I made it from scratch, but this is super boring to create. So yeah, let cursor equal. Alright. Let's see if it works and then I'll explain everything. So I don't need to do that. Okay, no error. Let's actually, I can do it right there. All right. So it's kind of working, but it's kind of broken as well. So let's try this way. And yeah, let's change the opacity at the same time so we can see what we're working with. Yeah, our cursor is working. Hi, Alex. Hello, hello. Okay, so our cursor is working. It could be a bit better. Let's take a look at the code. And yeah, let's do that. And that. All right, perfect. So it could use a bit more easing. Yeah, I'll check how we can add a bit more, but yeah, perfect. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So what did we do? So we created a new variable. So by the way, I can use const. I kind of struggle with this. In JavaScript, you know, we can use let, var, and const to declare different variables. So yeah, I used const on the homepage, so I will try to use const now as well. So yeah, I created a new variable called cursor. So I'm targeting my cursor element right there. And with the gsap.set x% equal minus 50% and y%. What I'm basically doing is just, it's the same thing as if I was doing this, minus 50 and minus 50. And so that's the only thing we are doing with this line of code. And then I'm doing window, add event listener, so on mouse move. Yeah, let's console like this so I can show you as well. So the position changes with on mouse move. So if I'm right here, I'm at 0 and it's in pixels. So yeah, that's quite simple. My cursor is following my mouse and that's what I'm doing. Anyways, let's move on. So now let's just create a small hover animation so that the cursor, so we change the opacity from 0 to 1 when the cursor over, you know, the project, the different projects. So let's start by changing the opacity back to 0 because I don't want to see it while I'm working on the page. And maybe I can do something like that. So if I target this, maybe the whole section, yeah, the section would be better. So I can do section, and then project. And yeah, and let's write this one from scratch because it's a bit more interesting. So what do I want to do? So I want to say let project section equal document query selector, and I'm targeting the section. So now I'm creating a new timeline. So I'm going to say project over TL and then gzap.timeline, and I'm going to post it. Cursor over. And I'm going to say to cursor. And I just want to change the opacity to 1. Let's use an easing, let's say quart is in out. The duration, I want a small duration, maybe 0.4. Yep, that should be. And now I can say project section like that. Dot add event listener and its mouse enter, I think. Let's make sure. Up, mouse enter. So when in doubt, just double check. Yeah, it's mouse enter. Perfect. So like that. And then I can, yeah, do this. So let's create a function. And I want to say home project over TL dot play, like that. And let's say mouse leave. And I want to reverse it. Right. So no error in the console, so that's a good sign. And yeah, it's working. Okay. Kind of smooth. I can view the project, and when I'm at the section, the cursor disappears. Maybe it could be a bit more fast, a bit faster, so 0.2. Yep. All right. Let's see. So I really have no easing for the moment. So let's put back ease in. Let's try ease out for the moment. Nothing changes. And let's say ease in. Whoa. That's kind of weird. Let's just remove the easing for the moment. Let's see if we have the duration. That's not gonna work because the duration is not supposed to be the... Oh yeah, no, it's kind of working. Let's say 0.8 for the example. Oh yeah, no, that's too much. 0.6. Okay, let's add an easing. Let's say quartz ease in out. So the one we were using at the beginning, maybe it was the good one. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Can I do that in Shisa? Okay, so no easing. Well, just say 7. Maybe it's good. Maybe one thing I'd like to do, let's comment this line of code, because maybe it's a bit better if the cursor is not exactly on the mouse. Yeah, honestly, it's not too bad. And so if I hover and then yeah, it disappears. All right. So cursor animation done. Cursor animation done. All right. And I can still click, so I have no links for the moment, but I can still click on the links if I want to, so that's working fine. All right. So let's move on, and actually let's say cursor, then I can say cursor position, and then cursor over animation. So yeah, like that. All right. So the first part of the page is done. So we can create this effect right there. It's going to be very simple. We're going to use actually CSS animation to do this one. Again, the simpler, the easiest method is always the better one. So yeah, CSS animation are going to be fine for this. Yeah, for this as well, I think. Okay, so let's go. All right, so I want to target this. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna use the style.css file right there so that I can change the CSS and see the changes right away, and then I'll copy and paste all of my code inside the CSS here. All right, so let's do over, and I want to say text decoration underline, and it should be working. Yep. Okay, so quite simple again. And then we have this. So So basically we just want to change the opacity. So I think if I do over and then I can target something inside of it, so I can say this, like that. And if I say opacity and then 0.3. Yeah, it's working good. Let's see. I'm kind of wondering if I do this. All right. Okay, let's just add a bit of transition duration. So I'm not so sure for the CSS because I don't use it often, but it's quite practical from time to time. So if I say transition, I say all and 0.6 and is in out. Okay, it's not working perfect. Alright, so again, let's check CSS transition. Perfect, so that's what we need. Transition with to end. Oh yeah, okay. Well, is it enough? Yeah. Okay, cool. So maybe 0.3 is gonna be enough. Like that, and like that. Alright, cool. And yeah. And I'm just going to change this div by the link block. I think I was not sure when I built the page, but these are going to be links. So yeah, let's change that. And I can get the link and perfect. All right. And yeah, the first episode on the Los Leblanc redesign was quite nice. I enjoyed it as well, since I'm quite a beginner. I'm not really good at design. Super interesting to see Alex works and other designer process usually, so that's kind of cool. Okay, up, let's refresh. Okay, it's not working anymore, perfect. Oh yeah, oops. My bad, forgot to add the class again. So let's do that. Alright. And it should be working. Alright, it's a bit slow. Let's say 0.2 maybe. And let's try something. Yeah, so let's say 0.1 when we over out and 0.2 when we over in. It doesn't change a lot, but yeah, right. Okay, we are almost done with the home page. We still need to animate the different buttons, but I'll create a component file for this. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it right now. So let's create a new folder. Let's call this one components, and Should I call this one button? So we have our button element right here, and yeah, it's gonna be the same. Let's create the header. So I'm gonna say header. Yeah, let's create a new folder. Let's call this one header. Let's create a file header.js, and then header scroll.js. So yep. So all right. So I'm gonna put all the buttons animation in the header. That will be easier. Okay, so the buttons animation are gonna be quite simple. Well, not that much, but it will be okay. And so I think that Alex wants to have kind of a I don't know how to say that, but basically when we hover, we have kind of an opacity animation just like that. So it goes from 1 to 0, so it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, that's kind of what he wants. So let's try and create this, and to do that we'll use GSAP. So again, import GSAP from GSAP, and let's do the button animation, buttons animation, and let's start by getting all of the buttons. So I can do const equal const buttons equal document query selector role. Yeah, let's do that. So I just want to target the text inside the different buttons. So I can do that. And then so opacity 0, duration 0. And then let's say a delay of 1. And if I put repeat to 4, and if I do item, so no error, but no animation either. Oh yeah, no, that's actually pretty normal. So I created the 2 headers files, but now I need to import them. So let's import them at the top of the page, and then import header scroll. Okay, and I can do header. Let's say function. Let's just call an init function, and I'm gonna call the header and header scroll. Okay, say then I can put the scroll inside of it as well. there is not a function. Okay. So we have an error. So where do we have an error? Header like that. So if I go to the console, okay. Okay, let's see what's wrong. So if I, okay. Oh yeah, no, I think I know why. No, I don't know why. So let's do that. So if you see what I did wrong, let me know, because I actually have no idea. Just need to, well, it's working now, so all right, weird. Header and header span. That's kind of weird, because why would it be working? Kind of weird. So what I don't understand is that why do I have the two console logs right there? Because I did not import them in the main.js file, so kind of weird. But if I do that, I don't have them anymore. So weird. Well, I think it's not supposed to be working, but let's keep going this way. Okay, so the animation is kind of working, but not too much either. So let's refresh. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Actually, let's not even use the repeat function, the repeat here. Let's just copy and paste it. It's because you're exporting the function code. Yeah, but so basically let's see if I copy it. Yeah. So we can see that, let's take the example of the home page. So So I have two files from for the home. I have home scroll and home. So I have my function and then I export default. Oh yeah, fuck. Sorry, I see what you mean. Up, my bad. So stupid. Thanks, man. Thank you a lot. Let's save. All right, and now the header should not be working. Perfect. All right, and then I can come back and say header. So yeah, I didn't even know it was supposed to work that way. So basically I was exporting the function and calling it at the same time. That's super weird. All right. All right. Thanks, Sammy. Super useful. Yeah. So a delay of 1 is too much. Let's say 0.2. Opacity of 1, and let's multiplicate it again. That's kind of weird. And I can see. I don't know if I should play the animation back when we hover out, or just, you know, revert the timeline when we hover out. Let's just do that. Let's mouse leave. If I say reversed. Let's just reverse it. It's kind of weird. Really not good at all. Even the first over animation is not that good. Let's comment this. I don't really know if it's too fast or too slow. Maybe that's better. Maybe let's say 25. Yeah. And if I do incomplete, so now let's say I just want to play the animation when I hover in, and if I do buttons tl dot, can I revert it? I don't really know if it's gonna work. Let's just try. It doesn't. All right. Let's take a look at the documentation then. Let's try this. Okay, now. Let's remove the console log. It's kind of irritating. Okay, so I just want to revert the timeline when I hover out. So when my mouse leaves the element. Let's think. Oh, my bad. When mouse leave, and let's say revert. That's also the pretty cool thing with GZAP is that there's so many people using it. There's the answer for everything. So box at the event listener, mouse leave, return. Okay, so this is a mistake. But that's kind of weird because so this happens when the animation is complete, but that's kind of weird. Let's try it anyway, but yeah, let's try it. So complete, and so I can say let's do something like that. Now sleeve. It's a function inside the function, so that's not the best, but anyway. And if I no error, play, so it just plays it back. Alright. It just plays it back for the moment. Maybe can. Well, let's keep it that way for the moment. Let's move on and I'll check that at the end of the day, I think. I think it's starting to get boring starting to be a bit boring for you guys. Anyway, so we'll move on to this. We are good. We have the over animation right there. All right. Yeah, I don't like it that much. Let's comment it for the moment. Hi Vlad. Hey Vladimir. Let's comment this as well. So this is fine. Yeah, let's add a small opacity animation on this as well. So it's home footer social link. Let's do that. All right. And all right, perfect. These are supposed to be linked, by the way. And let's change it to editorial. All right, better. All right, perfect. Perfect. So let's move on to the header, to the navigation. Let's take a look at the design. I don't know if I'm gonna use GZAP for this, probably. So what would be cool is that so we have two ways of doing this. Basically, when we click on the link in the header, we have different divs showing. And the easy method would be to create one animation per divs and per link. But I think it would be cool to create only one function that allows us to display the right divs depending on which link we click on. If that makes sense, but that's what we'll try to make. So maybe to do that, so I have the courses, community, product, and news. So I have 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is not one of them. And then inside of this, I have the 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, this one is about the Let's Talk, so we don't need. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. So let's start by commenting up, adding a small comment. So let's say nav animations. Let's nav links. I want to target all of them. All right, and let's use const as well, and nav containers. And so I want to target these containers. All right. Let me just take a look. Okay, so let's start by creating only one animation to make sure the animation works. So let's take this as an example. So I'm just gonna add a modifier, but I'll delete that after. So let's say let's navtl equal gsub.timeline. Let's post to true, and I can say 2. So I want to display this. And then I want to take the first one, so this one. Up. All right. And now I can do so let's add an event listener, and then I can do I did something like that for a recent project, so I'm just trying to remember, but I think if I set reversed to true, and then I can use this, and I can do navtl dot reversed, and then navtl dot play. Otherwise, I want to reverse it. Hop. Navtl dot reverse, and hopefully it will work. Okay, block is not defined. Yep. All right. Okay, so nothing happening, but no error. Let's add let's do it like that. So let's do navtl. So if navtl dot reversed, so again, let's say play. Let's see if it works. Okay. So that's actually normal, no worries. And then if I say navtl dot play, and then reverse. Okay. So it's not working. Let's think. Let's double check. So that's kind of weird because sorry, I'm not speaking too much. I'm trying to figure out the solution. So yeah, sorry. Yep. So good thing is that the first part is working. Let's put this to flex, and you can see that boom. So that's cool. So what I don't understand is that I've been using this method on projects lately and it's working perfectly, and I'm using the exact same code right there and it's not working. So that's kind of weird, but yeah, that's kind of weird. Maybe let's see. What did I do wrong? Yep. I know. Again. Yep. That's the issue with not writing the code from scratch. So yeah, okay. So let's just make it work and then I explain. Okay, so let's put it to false. So I reverse it and then I play reverse, okay. Okay, so first what was wrong is that I forgot to add the parentheses right there. So yeah, if I wrote it from scratch, I would have seen it. But since I've been using this method all the time lately, I was sloppy and wanted to do a bit, to go too fast. And at the end, I just lost 10 minutes, which is okay, but that's always a bit frustrating. Okay, so it's working. The only problem is that I have to click twice. So let's see what we can do about that. So if I do reverse, well, it doesn't change anything. So the first one is the reverse. Again, let's think, and then we'll see. So the reverse is set to false. But still. So firstly, place the animation, second one, reverse it. Nothing happened yet, still play, reverse. So... My only question now is why the animation is not the way the timeline isn't playing. Because fuck my life. Oh yeah, let's say true. So now it's playing, now it's rehearsing, so it's working fine. Just need to focus on one last thing and then we will be able to move on. Maybe try restart instead of play. Yeah, probably, but the thing is that the problem is not when we... let's try and then I'll see, because last time we were right. So let's try restart. Yeah, no, it's the same thing. The problem is not the first click. Well, the problem or not the second animation is just the two first clicks. So that's kind of weird. And then it's working like a charm, so... And I'd really like to know why it's not working, because... well... If I really wanted to go fast, but I would not suggest doing that, the very, very sloppy solution would be to be doing something like that. Let's say I do that, for example, and then I can... And it's working, but... That's a really, really sloppy solution. So yeah. And actually I can do something to make it so let's put everything on one line because we don't need that much code. So let's say navtl reverse and then navtl.play, and if not, navtl.reverse. Okay, and then oh, like that. Let's comment this. Yeah, that's super annoying, but that's how it is. And let's try something from to and display none. Well, first, before doing that, let's check our elements. So let's check this. We have the nav content with a display of none, and the first element has the display of none as well. So if I do that, the display is still set to none. Yeah, that's a mystery. What's weird is that let's try something. Okay. I think I know what's going on, but I'm not so sure. So since we are setting the reversed to true, so yeah, this should be, maybe this should be working. So if I from a display none from to block duration of 0. Alright, so do we have an error? Okay. Reverse set to true, from to. Right. Let's keep everything as simple as we can for the moment. And we have a display block. Well, the problem is unsolved as well. That's kind of a pain in the ass because this is some basic stuff that we're supposed to work. Let me check. Maybe I can find something else. Okay, let's try something different. So we have our timeline. Let's remove this. All right, let's remove this as well. So I can do nav link. Okay, it's working, finally. So I should have done that from the beginning. The thing is that this method, I prefer the other method better because the code looks more clean, the code looks better, and we have less code. But this method works just every time, so let's not bother. So yeah. I think, by the way, pretty much the same thing. I should have just added this. This is, well, yeah, this is pretty much the same thing. So let's copy this. Let's duplicate. Let's come back. Actually don't need this. Navtail reversed. If reverse play, okay. Because the code is exactly the same, but okay, cool. Finally, so I only needed to add this reverse -1. And because I can even do that, reversed true. And let's try one last thing, reversed, and if I say -1, just here. So that would be perfect, save. Okay, no, I don't know why, but I need to keep this here. Anyway, it's working perfectly now. We can see that I can click and it's working from the beginning, so that's cool. Finally, so sorry it took so long, but again, that's that can happen when we build everything live. So yeah, finally. So the basis of our animation is working, so that's cool. Now what we want to do is that we want to create a function that will display the right div element depending on the position of the link inside an array. So maybe it's not clear, but let me show you. So let's uncomment this, and I want to target them all. So I want to target all the nav link. All right. All right. And I think, let me double check. So yeah, so let's try to do something like for let I equal 0, I inferior equals to this. So nav link, up, I plus plus, and then let's just do a basic console log. Let's console log y to see first. Oh, my bad. Let's just say hello first. Yep. So again, now what's happening? Oh yeah, so let's comment this. Okay. Okay, so we have this. Oh, my bad again. Yep, it's better this way, and then so step by step. Again, I want to go too fast. But then, so 5, okay. So that's good. So I just want to create a for. Oops, maybe if I do do that, and then okay. So again, step by step, everything's gonna work. Then I can do nav links of y. So maybe let's uncomment this. F5 undefine. Ah yeah, again. Okay, so I have I have all of my links right there, and I can try to consolidate this. So, all right, perfect. So this one is undefined, but that's okay. Let's copy this. So every time I want to display this, but that's okay. And then I want to display that. And so I can say nav containers of y. All right. All right. So we're gonna have an issue, but that's okay, that's normal. It's because we only have 4 nav content wrapper, and we have 5 links, but we'll fix that once the basic animation is working. Again, I could have created, you know, or even just duplicated the same timeline and function for each link, and it would have, everything would have been working fine, but that's not really what I want to do. So if I click on work, so I should have the course, but if I click on courses, then I have the community. If I click on community, I'm gonna have the project. Yep, and project again, okay. And then I have nothing, but that's okay. All right. Okay, so now I just want to offset the links. So basically I do nav link of y plus 1. Can I do that? Maybe not. All right, maybe not. Oh yeah, maybe do, let's say, y plus 1. And okay. Let's say I put a number, if I say 3, for example. So 1, 2, 3. 0, like that. So So now the question is, why can't I use index? And it's probably because of something I don't know for the moment, but we'll find a solution. Cannot read properties of undefined reading at event list narrative. Let's console log it back. Yes, right, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I know why. That's actually very logical. It's because it's because I'm trying to click on something, so I have. Yeah, that's stupid of me. So what I'm trying to do is that I have my array right there, and then I'm trying to click on the element inside the DT array that is in the +1 position after it's done. So yeah, it doesn't work like that. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna duplicate. I'm just gonna do something like, I'm gonna add a modifier so I don't have to do all this. Let's keep everything a bit more simple. So yeah, let's just do toggle and it will be working just fine. So if I click on work, nothing's happening. If I click on courses, I have the courses. On community, I have the community. Project, I have the project. And on news, I have the news. Okay, so now what I want to do is that I want, let's say I'm on courses. I want, if I click on community, I want to hide the courses element and display the community. So yeah, let's try and do something like that. But now, so if I click on courses, I can see the courses. If I click on community now, I see community. But let's say I hide the community. Maybe I should take a break because I feel like I really can't see, I need a fresh. Yep. I don't really care about that. So let's see. So let's refresh. Now I have my section. Okay, so all of them are set to display none, but if I click on community, this is none, this one is flex, this one is none, but if I click back on community, this one goes back to flex. Why? Why? Maybe I should divide everything in 2 timelines, maybe. Oh yeah. Okay. That's why I said I think I need a break. That's because so everything's working fine as long as I'm only clicking once on the element. But let's say, so let's refresh. Let's say for example I click on courses. The GSAP timeline is playing for the first time, and now I click on community, so the community timeline plays for the first time. But if I click back on courses, the timeline is gonna reverse. So maybe I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Let's take a look at the design again. Maybe let's say I just can't click. Well, yes, I'm supposed to be able to click on everything. I could be using, you know, I could use another method just to add a class and remove a class. Well, no. But the thing is that, so yeah, what I wanted to say is that I could use another method. Let's say on the first click I want to add a class, on the second click I want to remove it. But we are gonna have a blur animation, so I really want to be able to use GSAP. So maybe I just need to have 2 different timelines. So let's say I need this. I don't know if you're learning much about GSAP today, guys, but you're certainly learning about the struggle of building a website. Sometimes it's smooth and you just build a website, everything goes well. But yeah, sometimes it's just a bit harder and a bit of a pain, but yeah, that's still cool. Again, everything would have been easier if I created, if I used the other method of creating, you know, 1 timeline per link, and maybe that's the cleaner way of doing. But I feel like having 1 function for everything would be better, as this way we would be able to, you know, add a link, remove a link easily on Webflow without having to touch the custom code. So that's the goal here. Were you a front-end dev before you learned Webflow? So actually I trained as a project manager, so I did some development, some design and project management. Then I did some front-end dev because I wanted to be able to make website by myself. And then I learned Webflow. But I don't really consider myself a front-end dev. Well, I guess it depends, but I don't know. Some front-end dev use React, Next.js, or no much more. I do a bit of Next.js, but I don't really enjoy it that much. So, yeah. Let's think. Do you have an idea, Vladimir, of how to fix the navigation animation? Because for the moment I'm stuck. But that's okay, because once I'll be able to do it, I'll be able to replicate everything. So. Maybe I don't really know. Maybe the solution would be to use two different timelines, and to use one when we play the animation and play another one when we want to close them. But again, that would be a bit of a mess with having all of this. What's the problem exactly? No problem. So basically what we want to do is that we have 4 links right there. So we have the courses, community, product, and news. So links right there. And we have, I can delete this one. We have 4 container. What I want to do is that, so we have the first part working already. I want to be able to click on any of these 4 links, courses, community, product, and news, and to display the corresponding container. And to do that, I'm using their position inside of an array. So I'm doing a for loop. So let's say I'm clicking on the first link, which is courses. Then I'm going to display the first container right there. If I click on the second one, I'm going to on the community, I want to display the second container. And it's working fine. The only issue, so if I click there, it's working. Same for here, same for here, same for here. The only problem is that if I click on courses and then on community, then my timeline is all fucked up. And if I click back on courses, the timeline is set to my timeline reverses. So yeah, that's kind of weird. Actually, that's not even a problem. Yeah, that's an issue. So yeah, maybe after all, we will have to create one animation for every link. But I need to think. Could it be something with the event handler? I don't know actually. I don't know. But yeah, I think maybe, yeah. If we do something like that, navtail close, and display none, display none. Google, mon ami. Indeed. Yeah. It feels a bit specific in this case. Maybe, no, you know what? ChatGPT would be this would be the perfect case for ChatGPT, but I don't have it. But yeah, no, yeah, I think the solution is simple. I just can't seem to find it for the moment, which is fine. Yeah, maybe let's move on to something else, because maybe it's starting to get a bit boring for you. Yeah, that's I've had this happen before, but a long time ago, and I've completely forgot this by now. Yeah. Let's try Google. So let's start by GS. But I'm sure the solution is so simple, but we need to get the logic of it. So if I click on this, it's working fine. The problem is to so the thing is that let's see if I can console log this. I just want to check. So this is true if I click on this. I mean, so. 8 people still suffering with me today. Actually, I think will stop the live soon because I'm not going anywhere and it doesn't make sense to just continue the live. I think I need to get some fresh air and I'll get the solution while doing something else, I guess, and I'll put the solution on Twitter or maybe that would be maybe a good video to make. But yeah, for the moment I just can't seem to find a solution, which is super annoying. But yeah, that happens. That happens sometimes. Yeah. But I think I pretty much know what I need to do. The thing is that I should be able to... Well, that's not that simple actually, but... Maybe... So maybe... let's try something, so... Maybe the problem is coming from the fact that I only have one timeline for every element. So... And... Take a break, 2 hours of good work so far. Yeah, I don't know if it's 2 hours of good work because I don't feel like I've done so much. Which is okay actually, that happens and it's part of building a website. I'm just a bit bothered because I thought I would show a bit more and do cool stuff because I think people want to see cool animations with GSAP, parallax and so on and so on. And in reality, most of the time, well, we create cool animations, but we also struggle a lot to find the perfect way of doing things. But yeah, I think the problem is coming from the fact that I have only one timeline. And I need to check on the documentation, but it would be really cool if I could do something like nav, TL, and well, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna stop the live I think right now. I'm gonna take a break. I'll come back to it a bit later today. And if I find a solution, I'll post it on Twitter. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the live. Kind of, again, a tedious session today. I thought we would be able to make more. But yeah, we have a bit of cool animations on the home page. Not a lot, but just enough. Small parallax right there. A nice cursor animation like that, so that's cool. And yeah, some other animation, not a lot. Same thing, small parallax, and yeah. Let's take a look at what we have next, because again, I think the header is the hardest part. Once the header is done, we'll be able to move on. This page is going to be quite fast. Same for this. Yeah, it will be much easier after that. So yeah. By the way, let me know. I don't know. Well, I guess it's normal. We have less people watching, especially with the content I'm doing today. But let me know, yeah, if you want to see the rest of the website. The goal was to live stream everything. Let me know if you want to see the rest of it, or if it's just boring and I should make a shorter version on YouTube. You can, I don't know, tell me on Twitter or even on Discord if you're there. Yeah, thank you guys. I'll come back with a solution and we'll be able to move on. That's cool. But yeah, again, thank you for being there. It's really cool to be able to do that. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. And I think I will be there tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. As usual, or if not, I will let you know on Twitter. Anyway, see you guys!